Hey everyone, it's Kayla. In today's video, I'm doing a deep clean of my son's bedroom. I've been letting him take charge of keeping it tidy for the last couple months, and I've been slacking on checking in and helping him out. Let's just say his version of cleaning involves stuffing things anywhere he can. I keep finding hidden piles, so it's time for a reset. I'll be going through his clothes, getting rid of anything that no longer fits. I'm also swapping out his dresser, moving one from our closet into his room, and finally letting go of the one he's had since he was a baby. I've also bought him a new bookshelf, so I'm going to get that all set up in this video. This should be a super satisfying transformation. I hope it motivates you to tackle your own home. You can see how bad it is right here, so let's get started. I'm starting off with opening up his windows. It was a little chilly that day, but his room needed aired out. First, I'm going to start off with stripping down the bedding and getting that washed. That'll be running in the washer and dryer while I'm cleaning the rest of his room. I still had his mattress protector on and decided since I'm doing a spring clean that I want to wash that, so I threw it in the washer as well. Then I sprinkled baking soda all over the mattress. This acts as a natural deodorizer, it absorbs moisture, and the longer it sits, the more effective it is. Moving on to the trash, it was pretty full, so I emptied it into a trash bag, and I'll just keep that in his room so I can just continue to add trash inside of it. His nightstand just gets stacked with stuff. I'm removing everything from the top and underneath. I throw away any trash, but the rest of it I'm just throwing in a pile on the middle of his floor to go through later. I'm just removing anything else in this corner. He has another trash bin full of paper for recycling and some other random stuff. I moved his nightstand and there was so much trash down there. Most of it was wrappers. We were bad about letting him eat in his bedroom, so yeah, that's not good. I'm spraying down his nightstand before I vacuum just because there's a few little crumbs on it. I'm using this simple green cleaner. I had never heard of it, but I found on Amazon. It makes the room smell so fresh and really clean. We bought this nightstand from Walmart a few years ago and it wobbles back and forth. It was never put together right or there's something wrong with it. I need to get a new one eventually for him. Now the really rewarding part is vacuuming all that up. It just felt so much better to get it vacuumed. I'm not sure what kind of carpet is in here, but it's really hard to push the vacuum on it. I don't know why, but when we moved in, they had just gotten this carpet. But yeah, that's why I'm struggling to push the vacuum. He still has some stuffed animals. We went through these and got rid of a few and kept some of the others. I decided to Clorox wipe this too, just to disinfect it. On the inside drawer of his nightstand, he has random knickknacks, bookmarks, things like that. I did not go through it today because I just feel like it's going to get messed up again. So I'm just going to leave it how it is. I'm wiping down the windowsills a little bit, then I'm moving on to his desk. I'm going to remove everything from the top of it and throw it in the center of the floor. I want to get him a calendar, maybe a marker board one / cork board to go above his desk. He has some papers you can't see that are taped up there, so his drawings he can put on the cork board, and the only problem is he wants a calendar, but I can't see him keeping up with it, especially with the state of his bedroom. A lot of the things on his desk were plugged in, so I unplugged everything and removed all of that from under his desk. He had paper under his desk too. As you can tell, he loves to draw and do like origami paper, things like that. The drawers were stuffed full of stuff, so I took all that out and just threw it in the pile. I saw some things behind his Nerf guns. We literally have those in a laundry basket. I really don't know what else to do with it, but I feel like he's gonna outgrow it soon, so I don't want to do one of those like Nerf gun walls because I feel like he's close to outgrowing it. I'm using a Clorox wipe on the desk also. Then I open up the drawers and clean that out with the Clorox wipe too. I'm following basically the same process here. I'm just moving the desk and I'm going to vacuum behind it. When I clean, I start on one side of the room and I like to kind of go around it, kind of like a circle. I add the things that go on top of the desk back on, but the things in the drawers I'll go through in a little bit. Moving on to his bookshelf, I take everything off the top. Then on the bottom, there was a bucket full of just random stuff. He just puts piles of things, places so it looks like it's clean. At this point, I was getting stressed, especially since I already had a huge pile in the center of the floor. I'll show it to you here in a second. His dresser also just had random things on top of it. If anybody has any tips on helping your kids stay responsible and putting things away in the correct spot, I would love to hear it. At this point, I was just brushing everything off the dresser onto the floor. There was piles behind his dresser too. I honestly didn't even know all of that was there, so it was a little bit more out of hand than I thought. Here's the pile. At this point, I had mid-project regret syndrome. I think Susie over at the Busy Toddler named that, and I was so overwhelmed. The best way to do this is just start chipping away at it. I was just putting things into piles. I had a book pile, paper pile, games, things like that. His book pile got so long. He is such a reader. Found some things under his dresser, so you can see me pulling those out as well. And then eventually I had him come in because he needed to help me with this. He went through a lot of his papers. We put his drawings in a folder, his stories in another folder, and went through things he wanted to get rid of and what he wanted to keep. Then I had him help me with books and putting those back. I also have a bin of books down in my storage room that I'm going to go through. I also bought a new shelf for his room, so we'll be doing that in the video as well. This little bin that I found at Michael's is so perfect for all his art supplies. I love the little tray that sits on the top. Here's so much paper. I haven't been through all his paper in his drawers since maybe October or November, so this is several months of his crafting, things like that, but we do recycle it, so I'm just going to dump it in our recycling bin. I'm putting a few more things back on his desk, nightstand, dresser, things like that. Then I'm moving on to his closet, so we are not done yet. Moving on to his closet, he just has way too much stuff, but he also uses a lot of it, so I have a hard time getting rid of it. I take everything off the shelves so I can sort through it. I just got done with one big pile of stuff, and now I'm moving on to another one. I spray down his shelves, then I move on to sorting everything into piles again. I like these baskets from Target. I really should get some more, but I put one bin with little games, another bin with Pokemon stuff, one has origami, and I have just a clear bucket that has magic trick stuff. He's not really into it as well, so I think we will be getting rid of that soon. That top shelf, I put games in it, but we do have a board game closet, so I'm tempted to just move all of that down there. Another bin, I have Harry Potter stuff and wands, but with things in specific places, hopefully that will help him keep on top of things. His light switch was so gross. You can see the dirt on it. So I used a Clorox wipe to clean that, and I also used that on his door handles. I'm finally ready to vacuum up the baking soda. I just used the little handheld part of the vacuum. His room is smelling so good, and I can just see the light at the end of the tunnel. I was about to put his sheets on and realized I probably should move his bed. I was scared to look under it, but thankfully it was not bad. I pick up the things that are underneath it. There was more trash, so I just grabbed all that. Then I went in and vacuumed. I love vacuuming. It's just so rewarding. I just love the vacuum lines. I pushed his bed back, but then I realized his wall was a little bit dirty, so I just took some dish soap and warm water just to clean off his wall. Took another rag with just water to go back over it. I've noticed if I don't do that, you can see streaks on the wall. Now I can put his bedding back on. They smell so good coming out of the dryer. We got him a full-size bed about a year ago. He's 10, and he definitely needed it, but he's getting into the preteen years, so we're trying to go through and update his room a little bit. I'm going to be switching out his dresser in this video as well. I'm going to vacuum up his room. It really needed it with all those piles. When I'm done with that, I want to go through his clothes. I'm going to take all of his clothes out of his closet. He's in size medium right now, which some medium is size 8, some is size 10. I just get a little confused by kids' clothes sometimes. I had some random clothes that I stuffed up in the closet, and I'll go through that. I think all of it is too small. He's kind of in between the medium and large size for boys, so I'm just going to look through them. The medium sizes that look small, I'm going to put in a bin. The pile right in front of me are the clothes I'm keeping, and to the left, those are ones that either look too small or I haven't seen him wear in a really long time. I also had him come up and sort through them and tell me what clothes he wants to keep, which ones he wants to get rid of. Then I just hang everything back up. I'm doing long sleeve shirts, t-shirts, sweatshirts. On the top is dressier shirts. And then I put like jerseys, things like that. These were some of the clothes that were piled at the top. They are too small. I'm going to give it to my nephew. These were the clothes that I'm also saving for my nephew, but I have a lot more size medium, so I'm kind of waiting until my son totally outgrows that. Next, I'm going through that bin of books that was down in the storage room. He also wants to keep this spider book, and I guarantee you it's only because I cannot stand spiders. Why are you keeping this?
Because I like it.
Now that I'm done sorting the books with him, I am going to grab a dresser that I have in my closet. I'm going to put this in his room. I'm taking everything out, and I will have to sort through all of that a different time. My husband and I bought these little furniture sliders years ago. It's insane how well they work. You can just slide the furniture on it. It is amazing. You can see it coming out of the closet there little. This is a heavy oak dresser, and look how easy it is to slide it on those. It makes it easier so I can do it myself. Our hallway just gets filled with random stuff, so I'm trying to just move that out of the way so I can get the dresser over to his bedroom. I empty out his dresser. I did go through his clothes also in here, and the ones that he's getting rid of that's going to Goodwill, I just threw out in the hallway. I'll have to get a sack for that. Now I'm ready to move this dresser out of his room. My poor dog, she's just constantly in the way and having to move. I didn't feel like putting those things back underneath this dresser, so I just slowly slid it back to the spot that it needed to go. I also try to make sure it's centered up with his baseball shelf. My cousin's husband actually built that. It is so cool. This dresser was so dusty, it's hard to see, but apparently I need to do a good deep clean of my closet. I'm going to wipe down the rest of the outside, and I'm going to do the inside of the drawers also. The dresser he had before, he's had since he was a baby, and he just needed something that would fit a little bit more of his clothes, and I felt like this one would be good. The top drawer has like velvet or something in it, so I grabbed my vacuum attachment and just cleaned it out with that. When I was done cleaning it, I added all of his clothes to the dresser. My husband is putting together his new bookshelf. We bought this from Target and it was only $40. I know it's probably not the best quality, but I think it's going to be perfect for what he needs. While he's doing that, I just take all the books off the bookshelf. This is going down in our dining room. I thrifted this. I thought it was a bookshelf, but my husband was like, I think it's a shelf that goes on top of a hutch. I went through and sorted his books. He just has so many where we've pretty much stopped buying and he just gets them at the library now. I'm organizing his shelf now, which is the fun part. In second grade, he was really into Dogman, Cat Kid, and we just can't get rid of those. He sometimes will read it. But then he went through Diary of a Wimpy Kid phase in about third grade. Fourth grade, he read a lot of Wings of Fire, but we got most of those at the library. My husband has his old Boxcar Children books right here, so we keep those. He'll randomly read those as well. Here's some I Survived books. He has a lot of Minecraft books. He is still into that in 5th grade. On the bottom is the heavier books, which are mainly Harry Potter. He has read through all the Harry Potter books too. That is it for this video. I have some before and afters. I always love to do those at the end of my videos. His room just feels so much better, and he was really appreciative of me going through and getting it all clean and organized. We just have to find a way for him to keep on top of it. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, I would love it if you gave this video a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, I would also love it if you subscribed for more cleaning motivation.